Hey Adam, this is a recording I'm doing to describe obviation. And basically, it's to give lots of examples. I copied a whole bunch of sentences out of the dictionary, so I'm going to read them and explain them. The first one is VAI verbs, independent clauses. For example, I would say, her children are working hard. Ses enfants shohkeatoshkeiu. And so here I say atoshkeiu. Atoshkeo would be like awala fam atoshkeo, she is working. Atoshkeiu is the obviative, and that would be either singular or plural. So in this case, it's plural, but it doesn't differentiate. His wife sings nice. Savie miu nagomiu. Nagamoyu. Savie miu nagamoyu. And again, this doesn't specify singular or plural. You have to get that information from the noun itself. Savie, his old lady. So here's from the dictionary. Wow, her baby is naughty. Wah wah, son baby. A mishiyu. A mishiyu. Son baby, a mishiyu. Mishu would be one word. Mishiyu is the obviative. And I'm not exactly positive on the meaning of that word. Okay, so that's in independent clauses. Now I'll give you a bunch of examples in conjunct clauses. For example, she got after her for lines. This is one woman getting after another woman. Gimago heu a cause e kagiashkiet. Gimago heu a cause e kagiashkiet. So, mago heu, I'm assuming means to get after somebody. A cause is because. Kagiashkiu. Kagiashkiu is she is lying. E kagiashkiet is the conjunct and its obviative. So it means that the subject of this one is a different person. So you notice that there's no reference to any nouns or any subjects, objects, or anything in here. You know all of that because of the verb. Gimago heu a cause e kagiashkiet. Next, they like her to be attractive. So I don't know what the context is, but again, so a group of people like it when another person is attractive. Mioehtamwak kamionagoshiet. Mioehtamwak kamionagoshiet. So here we have mioehtamwak, and again that's VTI, right? Transitive inanimate, plural, third person plural. Mioehtamwak kamionagoshiet. So if it was just, I was just going to say that they're attractive, it would be miunagoshu, or the conjunct would be kamiunagoshit, like that woman there that's attractive. I like, I'd say, or I like it that she's attractive. Nimuehten kamiunagoshit. But if they like it that she's attractive, miuehtamwak kamiunagoshiet. Kamiunagoshiet. Okay, next one. The bark of the neighbor's dog wakened me. Ngoshkonik louaison son chien émigiet. And that Ngoshkonik louaison son chien émigiet, I think that actually means the neighbor wakened me with the sound of his dog. Ngoshkonik, that's a VTA verb, inverse, third person to first person. So he awakened me. Ngoshkonik le voisin. Le voisin is the neighbor, le voisin, right? Ngoshkonik le voisin, son chien est miguiet. So son chien migiu. Migiu would be his dog is barking. And here in the conjunct and obviative. Ngoshkonik le voisin, son chien est miguiet. Okay, the next. The woman lost her baby 2 months before it was born. La femme qui waniheo son baby 2 mois avant qu'on estaougiet. So here we have two. We have first the first third person is the woman. Second third person is the baby. Qui waniheo, she lost it. La femme qui waniheo son baby 2 mois avant qu'on estaougiet. All right. Next one. He'll remonstrate his son for his anger. This verb. Okay, I'll read it first. Kagito teo son garçon pour kakshiwashiet. Kagito teo son garçon pour kakshiwashiet. Okay, so remonstrate here. What it means, he's gonna tell it to him. He's going to talk to him. Gito tao, gito teo. I'm going to, and you'd use this one if I like called somebody. Oh, ngi gito tao, mon ami. I phoned my friend, or I talked to my friend, or I talked to, something like that. So here he's going to talk to his son for the fact that he was angry. Kshiwa shu. Kshiwa shu is he is angry. Kakshiwa shit would be that he is angry. Like, I'm going to talk to him. Ngagito tao mo garsam por kakshiwa shit. Ngagito tao mo garsam por kakshiwa shit. I'm going to talk to my son because he was angry, but he's going to talk to his son. Gito teo son garçon por kakshiwa shit. Okay, next section. Verb, transitive, inanimate, and these are obviative and independent. So here it's her grandsons were the pallbearers. O shishima kitahkonamiyu son sorke. O shishima kitahkonamiyu son sorke. So here we have tahkonam is to carry. O shishima is her grandsons or his grandsons. Nishishimak would be my grandsons. O shishima is hers. And this is, of course, it's a Cree noun, so it follows the rules for Cree possession. Okay, o shishima kitahkonamiyu son sorke. So rather than, it's a plural, you'd think it'd be kitahkonamwak. Well, the obviative one is kitahkonamiyu son sorke. And I could say, let's give you some other examples like, okay, kshke tam, he knows it. Her children know she's angry. O shishima kshke tamiyu. Yeah. Ses enfants kshke tamiyu. Ikshiwa shit. Right? Ses enfants kshke tamiyu. Ikshiwa shit. Her children know that she's angry or that he's angry. All right, next one. Conjunct. His wife doesn't know about his mistress. So, nokshke tamiyu sa femme and blonde ayawat. Oh, actually, that's also obviative. Sorry, that's also independent, not conjunct. Nokshke tamiyu sa femme and blonde ayawat. Now, ayawat, that is... Okay, that is a VTA verb, conjunct, third person to obviative. So that he has her, right? That he has her. Now, ayawao, dayawao, I have him. He has him. Ayaweo. Conjunct would be a ayawat or ka ayawat. But in this case, there's no prefix to the conjunct. It's just ayawat. And it means, as far as I can tell, when there's no prefix, it means exactly the same as if there was an a prefix. A ayawat or ayawat. Okay. So now conjunct. Mary was indignant because Rose took her shoes to wear. Marie, Oshchikshuashu, Oshchikitasho. Okay, they give two examples here. Oshchikshuashu, Rosa, Eotnamiet Sisuye Chikshkak. Marie, Ochikshuashu, Rosa, Eotnamiet Sisuye Chikshkak. So Mary, Oshche means from, right? So let's say Hazelton Oshchinia. Now you can also use oshche as a prefix on verbs. Like Mary was angry because of something. I could say oshchikshuashu. Okay. Like I could say I am hungry because I haven't eaten. So I can say, okay, nenochtekatan is I'm hungry. I can say ndoshchinochtekatan ekaigi michoyan. Because I never ate. Ekaigi michoyan toute la belle journée, the entire day, all of the beautiful day. Okay, anyways, here. Mari oshchikshuashu, Rosa, and now this would be Rose, right? but we have that a because it's an obviative. Rosa. E otnam yit. So otnam is to take. Yit is the conjunct version. So you would have otnam yit, that she takes. Sisu ye, her shoes. And this means this is Mary's shoes that Rose is taking, right? Chikishkak, to wear. Now, notice something here. Chikishkak, that would be for her to wear, and it's not obviative, but it doesn't seem to matter here. Although I'm assuming that it's Rose who's going to wear the shoes. I would have thought they would say chikishkamiyit. In fact, that might even be more proper. But the fact that this speaker, probably Ida, the fact that the speaker used chikishkak means that even in these situations you have some leeway for mistakes. Okay, next. Mary has a lot of influence with Nora over what she should do. Mary mishtai mishtahe oh pemeo Nora wa tanchi chito tamiyet. Mary mishtai oh pemeo Nora wa tanchi chito tamiyet. So Mary a lot mishtahe oh pemeo, that's influences her. Is that also the word to raise somebody? I forget now. Nora wa. So that wa ending is again the obviative marking on Nora, and it's wa instead of a, because Nora ends in a vowel. So you have Rosa or Nora wa. Tanche chito tamiyet. How chito tam. Totam is to do something. Chito tamiyet. How she does something, or tanche, how she is to do something, or how she is to do. In other words, what she is to do. Okay, next example. He plagiarizes her writings. Tepe tamoh kasho ke guaishu eushpeham yet. Tepe tamoh kasho ke guaishpeham yet. Now, again, they wrote it in IST here, and I'm assuming just that it gets a bit of an H in it, and that H changes to an S for these speakers from down south. Though in general, I wouldn't have expected that. So what this means, tepe tam means to own something. Ohka sho is a suffix that means to pretend to do something. So tepe tam ohka sho is he pretends that he owns. At least that's what I think. Tepe tam ohka sho ke guai eushpe hamiyet. Kegwai is what, like he pretends to own that which she has written. Okay, oshipeham is to write it, right? In Michif, oshipeham. Oshipeham is she writes it. So the obviative is in the conjunct e oshipehamiyet, and faster. Okay, so essentially, the obviative, you see several examples here where the obviative is used. First, when there's two subjects. Second, when the person doing something is, or when the person doing something is owned or by another person, like he not owned, but is in a possessive relationship. Like if my child does something, I would use obviative to refer to what my child does. Okay, or, well, my child I wouldn't. If it's his child, then it automatically implies that he is the person doing the possessing of the child, so he's the first third person, and the child will be the second third person, and so on. Okay, the next section is inanimate intransitive obviative. Now I'm just going to take a pause here. Actually, I'll finish it off here. Okay. 1 second, I just got to type in something here. Treat. Okay. All right. Sorry for that pause. Okay. Inanimate, intransitive. His eyes. Now in here, okay, let's give a couple examples. Miunagwan is he looks good. So if I would say my table looks good, I would say mon tab, ma tab miunagwan. If I said his table looks good, I'd say sa tab miunagwani you. Although again, like I said, there's some leeway. So even though that might be the way the rule should say you should do it, a lot of people might just say, oh, sa tab miunagwan, unless there's a clear need for distinction. Okay, his eyes twinkle like stars. Ses yeux ne mi magani you comme les étoiles. Ses yeux ne mi magani you comme les étoiles. Les étoiles, the stars. Ses yeux, his eyes. Okay, she bled a lot from the cut on her foot. Le sang qui me chigani you. Chigawan. Oh, sorry. Le sang qui me chigawani you. Kamana shak son pied. Okay, now kamana shak son pied is that's going to be a kamana shak where she cut her foot. Manisham is to cut something. It's a transitive inanimate. Kamanashak, that she cut, or where she cut in the situation. Kamanashak son pied, her foot. So gi mishe means great or big, like kiche mishe. Well, Mississippi. Mississippi. Misse is big. Okay, ki, past tense. Mishe, big. Ochche, again that's ochche gawan. I think there's a part of a word in there that means to flow. So flow out of something, but I can't remember the exact root. Ochche gawan would be the root. EU is the ending. Ochche gawan EU. So in whole, she bled a lot from the cut on her foot. Le sang qui me ochche gawan EU kamana shak son pied. Next, her clothes are bloody. Son bétain, le sang awani you. Son bétain, le sang awani you. Now, iwan is a little handy little verb, inanimate, intransitive suffix that you can add to a lot of things. Like I'd say, he is bloody, or there's blood there. Le sang iwan. Or I want to say, oh, there's water there on the floor. De l'eau iwan. Or met ni de l'eau iwan nete. Really, there's just water all over there, and turns it into a verb. And you'll find this all over the place with French words, English words, even, that will take the English word, le, something, and then we'll add iwan to it. And usually it's very common with liquids, with non-count things, right? So anyways, that's what you have. So here we have, because the main subject is her clothes, and then the blood that's on her clothes is going to be a second, third person. So, son bétain, le sang iwan you. His violin bow is broken. Son archet, pigo pain you. So, pigo pain, remember we talked about pigo as being to break. Pigo pain, it just broke. Eu would be the obviative ending. Son archet. Archet would be a bow. Though I pretty much always hear it with mon narchet. It's always narchet with the N there. Pigo paini you. Son narchet pigo paini you. Next one. Her face is deformed. And this is actually, her face is deformed. Okay, son visage namo kwaeshk shnagwani you. Son visage namo kwaesh shnagwani you. Now I would say that a little bit different. I would say son visage namo kwaeshk shnagwani you. Son visage namo kwaeshk shnagwani you. And you can see the way I say that, if you can hear it out a little bit, hear the breakdown a little bit clearer. That's ishe at the beginning of ishe nagwan. It's not sh as in ch, the conjunct prefix. So her face, not correctly, is how the manner marker, right? Ishe, nagwan, to look, and then iu, obviative. So her face doesn't look right. The way that her face looks isn't right. Okay, now I'll give you some conjunct. For example, I don't like the tone of her voice. Bagwa ten ititagwaniik salwe. Bagwa ten ititagwaniik salwe. Bagwa ten ititagwaniik salwe. Now, itagwan would be a verb that we already covered, right? To say it sounds like something. Miuhtagwan, it sounds good. So the a ititagwan, that a is the same, that it prefix that comes before ititagwan is the same little prefix that means basically thusly. And we put it before like he goes. Itohteo means he goes thusly to somewhere. Or itweo is like he says thusly. Or itinagwan, I would say tashkucha en fleur itinagwan. Itinagoshu. It still doesn't quite work right. But anyways, to sound thusly would be the best way for me to say it. And just listen to when it appears. Oh. Sorry, in the middle of a... Okay. Next one. Her hair looks bluish. C'est comme bleu, si cheveux blancs, ishnagwaniik. So that means her white hair looks bluish. C'est comme bleu, c'est comme bleu, it's like blue. Si cheveux, her hair. Blanc, si cheveux blancs, her white hair. Ishnagwaniik. So I would normally say ishnagwakik would be like if I want to say my hair looks bluish, I would say c'est comme bleu mes cheveux blancs ishnagwakik. It's like blue that my hair looks. And remember here, because it's obviative, it makes no distinction between singular and plural. So although I know it's ses cheveux, plural, her hair, ses cheveux blancs, the verb itself would be the same if it was, I don't even know what you would say a singular hair. Her hair thread, ishnagwaniik. Okay, so my hair would be c'est comme bleu mes cheveux blancs ishnagwakik. That would be the VII conjunct plural. But here it's not, it's the obviative. Okay, I'm going to make a pause here. Oh, no, I'm not yet. Okay, now we're going to go to the verb transitive inanimate. Third person plural, third person. Ah, yes, okay, enough of obviative. I am going to stop there.